Welcome back, Internet Wrestling community. Welcome back, Twitter. Welcome back, YouTube. It's the Guardian of Chaos, your old buddy, the GOC Big Daddy, and I tell it like it is. I'll say that to say this. Here on Chaos Corner, show number 8, fans, it's a big day. It's a special day. Yes, you saw it on social media. Today is the Guardian of Chaos, Big Daddy's birthday. Thank you for all your well wishes. A special episode here, show number 8. I wasn't going to tape, but I got a lot of requests. So it's great to be here. Chaos Corner. You see, we're jamming, we're blasted. I'm in a good mood. Positive vibes, inspiration, motivation. Fans, we're on Twitter right now. Pretty soon, we're going to bounce over to YouTube. Hold that thought. This is great. I love the new setup here. I gotta be honest with you. Halloween is coming up this weekend, as you hear here in the background. So fans, hit the profile link here on Twitter. It'll bounce you over to my YouTube page. We're gonna go through a lot of special things here on show number 8. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. This is live. Wait. You know it's coming. It's live. But by the time I put it up today, it will be taped, but you're going to get it in the same day. So we're having a lot of fun. I'm going through a lot of things today. We're going to go through a lot of books, a lot of magazines, updates, reports, breaking news. So follow me on Twitter. My boys over at the show, they're there to put you over. And that's at Mario_Chaos. They got a lot of great content. I can't thank those folks enough. We're going to have a good show here, number 8. It was impromptu. There's a lot of breaking news. We're going to go through a lot of reading material, things that I want the fans to look at for memorabilia and stuff here on show number 8. All right, fans. I'll see you over on YouTube. Happy birthday, baby! Don't you dare miss it. All right, fans, we had a lot of fun over there on Twitter, but we're back on YouTube. It is the GOC's birthday today. We're not going to throw it out there how old I am. You know that I am the over 50 demo god, okay? We're going into the Halloween weekend. A lot of things going on politically. Again, we're mere days away. I've been saying on show number 7, show number 6. If you go back and check out the archives, like, subscribe, retweet, whatever it is that you want to do. Let's get the word out there. Let's get the algorithm going for Chaos Corner and show number 8. So, again, the weather is not that great. It's supposed to be cool over the weekend for Halloween. I hope all the kids are able to live some semblance of a normalcy out there and enjoy your family and stay close and take your precautions and do what we're supposed to do. But don't live in fear, live in faith. So I just want to say that. I don't want to get too political here. I got a lot of things, interesting things here on show number 8 that I want to get through. And we're going to start off with some books, some reading material, some DVRs, some tapes, a smorgasbord here on Chaos Corner. Show number 8. I know I said on Sunday that I was doing it once a week Sunday, and here we are on my birthday again. Thank you to everybody out there. I greatly appreciate it. Having a lot of fun, spending it with the family. Later on, we're going to have a lot of fun, so I'm looking forward to it. Plus, this weekend, we're going to have a lot. So hold on. You know that I do this. I've tweeted them, the UK, South Africa, Germany, United States. They haven't gotten back to me so far. That doesn't mean that I'm going to stop. Like Patrick Ryan said on the Patrick Ryan Show with Dino, which I'm on every Thursday night in Chaos Corner in the 9 p.m. hour. You're well aware of that. Red Bull. It definitely gives me wings. Speaking of that, I will be on the Patrick Ryan Show. You know that. With Dino, 9 p.m. hour, Chaos Corner. Big shows going on tonight. AEW, Dynamite, NXT. I expect a lot coming out of AEW Dynamite tonight. I'm not going to cover it here. This is a different show, but fans, tune in. Impact had a great night last night on Impact Wrestling. There's a lot of things going on over there. They're doing good things. It's great to see the competition coming back. I do know Ring of Honor and their Pure Style tournaments down to the finals. That's been pure wrestling technician if you like Ring of Honor, which I do. Again, a lot of great competition out of there, but AEW Dynamite is winning the wars right now as far as it goes, heads up with NXT. Let's not get into Raw. I really don't watch the product. I rely on other folks, and I'll DVR and go through things if I need be for research to give it out to the fans because you guys like to have the entertainment. But this show is going to be different. And I know I'm rambling on from different things, but that's the topic because when you do it live, and then you end up putting it up on videotape, and it's live, but it's taped, and you get it. And you can see that I'm in a good mood today. Why wouldn't I be? Red Bull gives me wings. I could see on my timeline on social media different things going off, people getting political. Like I said, we're mere days away from the debates I'm supposed to be on with Avi Klein and Unmasking the Truth with the Patriot Del Wilkes this Sunday at 8 p.m. on Facebook Live and Twitch with the great podcasts over there, Wrestling with Anything But, and Avi Klein and Del Wilkes. They did invite me. I'm on there as David James, so I will not be in character of the Guardian of Chaos, Big Daddy. We'll be talking politics leading into the debate, and it's coming across my timeline as we tape here. Because again, new camera angles, studio, we're still working on it. I get it. Cut me some slack. Okay, a lot of things going on. So coming across my timeline, I see a lot of politics, a lot of different things like that are happening right now. So it's going to be very interesting. Again, no matter which way you vote, who cares? You have the right to express yourself. A lot of people don't see it that way, but that's what I'm all about. Let me see if I can get some music back here. We're, I don't know, 7 minutes in. Not bad. We're having a good time. Impromptu birthday show for the GOC Big Daddy here on the YouTube channel. Don't laugh. I get it. I get it. It's good music, though. It's good stuff. So we're doing this, and this is what I want to show you. Because, again, I always say it, fans, and forgive me again, it's my birthday. Cut me some slack. 2020, it's been tough, and I'm going to get onto that in a minute, too, before we get onto all the great stuff here. 8 feet, 10 feet below the earth here in the bowels of Chaos Corner in the studios. Talk about Joe Rogan. I've said it before. Talk about his bunker. Got nothing on Chaos Corner. I still haven't figured out the camera angle. And where's the makeup guy? He's not here today. Where's the makeup girl, more importantly, because she does a better job. She might be working. Hold on. Here we go. Let me put it down here. Say, Chaos, stop playing with this stuff while you're trying to be on the air. So, fans, show number 8. Again, before we get started, before we even get to the 10-minute mark, because I'm going to make this under 45 minutes, a half an hour, I think. But stick with me. Have some fun. It's always different here. Give me some feedback. Email me. Leave a comment. Like I said, hit me up on Twitter. Hit the boys up at the show. We're going to go through a lot of reading material, CDs, things that I've been involved with personally. But before that, breaking news as we came on the air here today on October 28th, 2020. R.I.P., rest in peace, Tracy Smothers. Tracy Smothers was one hell of a man, lost his battle to cancer. He was in his late 50s, and I followed a lot of his stuff on YouTube. He was in the business forever, a true guy that was a great person, not only as a wrestler and a brother indeed. So 2020's been a lousy year all the way around. So rest in peace, Tracy Smothers. Thoughts out to his family and friends and everybody in the wrestling community. So I just want to put that out there first before we get on to Chaos Corner. Fans, you're going to enjoy this episode. I think so. And if you hear it, that it sounds like there's somebody doing laundry down here or somewhere in the back room, somebody might be. I want to get on to stuff that I've been reading lately and stuff that I want to recommend to you that are must-read books from this wrestling community. You can learn a lot. I've always said that to people in the business. This is what I bring to the business in my over 35 years, and we're going to have a special show on my whole career from spanning from 1983 up to current day and things that have happened. But you have to go to YouTube. You have to do your research. You have to read certain things. You have to be in the arena. You have to talk to people. You have to go to a school. You have to listen and learn. And even at my age, and I bring it up again, stuff that I've read and reread, I'm going to share with you fans here, and I hope it means something to you, because this is what prompted me to do this, looking through all my stuff, looking back today on my birthday. Let me see what's going on here, right? Studio problems. I love it, though. Here's one of the books that I highly recommend, okay? We'll turn down. I don't know, maybe he doesn't want to agree with me. solar solar powered. And this is one of the things they're going to talk about in politics, whether it be fracking, fossil fuel, clean energy, solar energy, windmills. This is one of the points, you know. I don't want to get too political. You listen to Del Wilkes Unmasking the Truth with Avi Klein on Sundays, and when he's going at it with Jonard Soley and stuff. And if I'm fortunate enough to make it there on Sunday, Wrestling with Anything But, they do a great job. 7 days a week. Let me look. Things are going crazy here on show number 8. Back to the task at hand. What are you doing, Chaos? Here's one for the ages. A gentleman that I never had a chance to meet, but I know his work unbelievable. And here's one of the books that I find to be unbelievable. Bobby the Brain. I know I said unbelievable 3 or 4 times now. Show number 8, Chaos Corner. Bobby the Brain, Wrestling's Bad Boy, tells all. Now here's Bobby Heenan with Steve Anderson with the foreword by Hulk Hogan. Now fans, again, they've been in the archives. Let me see. I'll put it up here if you could see it. Bobby the Brain Heenan. An unbelievable read. One of the books that I've been fortunate enough to read. I don't purchase a lot of stuff, but I am a historian. You fans know that as I move from side to side. I'll just briefly tell you, Bill Apter, the senior editor, who's a good friend of mine. We went into not a good friend of mine, but a very good friend of mine. We went into the class of 2019 New England Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame together. Bill Apter, it doesn't get any better than that. Senior editor at this time for POW POW magazine. Bobby the Brain tells all. Bobby the Brain, we know about Heenan. We're going to get onto that, but this is the first thing I want to start off with. I have so much over here. I want to, you know, we're 12 minutes in. I want to continue to run through this. It's going to be a great show, fans. Show number 8. Bobby the Brain Heenan's wrestling career spans nearly 40 years. From the early AWA and NWA to the WCW and WWF, was wrestling as wild and crazy as it starts as it is today? That's the question. I say no. Try wilder and crazier. In this book, Bobby tells all the stories, names all the names, and doesn't care who gets mad about it. Wrestling fans won't be able to put down this no-holds-barred book, at least until the count of 3. So that's the back here. Different things. Triumph Books in Chicago. Here's what Bill Apter had to say. Long before Vince even had the idea to make wrestling the spectacle it is today, a flamboyant wrestler and manager named Bobby the Brain Heenan was one of many pioneering elements of what we see today. His quick wit and his flashy style set Bobby Heenan apart from the pack. It's time to give the Brain his rightful place, and that is up high with the greats of our business. I couldn't agree more with Bill Apter. So here's another quote. The foreword was by Hulk Hogan. Bobby was a legendary wrestler. Legendary. He will go down in the books as someone who mastered the craft. Among people that know the business, Bobby's name will always be on the tips of their tongues. Hulk Hogan. Mike Tenay, everyone knows who Tenay is. He a very storied history as a TV wrestling announcer. Bobby the Brain Heenan is not only the funniest and wittiest person in the wrestling business, but is also its best storyteller. Mike Tenay is a legend himself, so that's high praise. From Mean Gene Okerlund, God rest his soul, host of, obviously, WWE Confidential, a major player in WWE, AEW, WCW. Mean Gene, New England Pro Wrestling Hall of Famer, WWE Hall of Famer. Professionally, Bobby Heenan has the uncanny ability to put over issues and people better than anybody I've ever worked with. He was a great manager, a great broadcaster, and a highly capable athlete. A lot of people forget that. Above and beyond that, he is one of the best friends I have. This business is full of egos, and Bobby's never got in the way. He is one of the straight-ahead guys, and that's from Gene Okerlund. So fans, just to run that down, this is going back. This is going through my library. This is going through Chaos History. Okay. Some great comments and quotes there. This came out in 2002. Okay, so we're in 2020. So this is 18 years ago, or almost 19 years ago. So different things. Of the forward, again, I can't recommend this enough, fans. to go out and get this. Bobby the Brain Heenan tells it all. Listen, I say it on every episode. I might as well say it on show number 8. Bully Ray, Busted Open Radio, and I listened to him yesterday because today Tommy Dreamer was on with David LaGreca. He said to me at least a couple of times, fans, repeat along with me. Like if you were singing Judas when Chris Jericho came out, sing along with me. He said, give the Guardian of Chaos Big Daddy 5 spots, and he'll screw up, F up, mess up at least 4 of them. Now, I consider that high praise coming from a Hall of Famer, a 2-time Hall of Famer, TNA, WWE, Busted Open Radio, 17-time tag team champion all over the world with Devon. Listen, it doesn't get better than that. I'll take it as a compliment. So that's what I talk about when I stumble all the time. As we wrap up the first book I want to recommend to you folks out here, to the internet wrestling community, to fans of Chaos Corner, here on YouTube, Twitter, all social media platforms. Bobby the Brain Heenan, one more time. Go out and get it, fans. 2002. Let me put this aside. The next book I want to bring up here, and it's because in my last in-ring appearance, and it had been 12 or 13 years since I had that in-ring appearance from 2008 to 2019. And that's when I was able to do a live Chaos Corner on Hercules Hernandez Memorial Tournament Unchained for Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling and the Paradise 4. A live Chaos Corner in the ring. And my special guest that night was none other than WWE Hall of Famer Bob Backlund. Another book that I find that is a great read. You should go out and get it. I'm not getting any plugs from this. No paybacks, no kickbacks. Nobody's giving me any cash. I'm doing this out of my personal library to give to the fans and to give my knowledge back because that's what I love doing. Great book. The segment went over unbelievable at Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling. So that's what I said. They brought me back after so many years of not being in the ring, to do the Guardian of Chaos, Big Daddy, Commissioner, Manager. So that was a lot of fun. Backlund, here it is. I'll try to get it up close, friends, fans, family, here on Chaos Corner. Check it out. I'll give you some excerpts. Boy, I'll tell you, it's my birthday. Lighten up. I haven't even finished my Red Bull yet. Backlund. From All-American Boy to professional wrestling's world champion, Bob Backlund and Rob Miller, forward by Roddy Piper, and that's what I asked Bob, or attempted to, that night at Unchained at Paradise Alley. It's on YouTube. You can go to Paradise Alley on all their social media platforms, Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling, and you can see the live event that night. It was March of 2020, right when the COVID pandemic hit, before everything was shut down and put down. And since then, Paradise Alley is back running strong. Go to all their social media outputs and platforms, and they have a big show coming up November 7th. Right after the election. You're not going to want to miss that. Go to all their social media platforms. So this was that night we talked about this book. I'm just going to give you some excerpts like I did from Bobby the Brain Heenan. Wrestling's Bad Boy Tells All. I love the forwards. That was by Hogan. This is by Piper. Okay, here we go. Let's read a little bit of what it has to say. Fans, tell me how listen, I'm a college-educated guy. I've done a lot of things, broadcasting, TV, acting. Listen, don't judge the book by the cover. That's what we're supposed to do in this country. Not judge by the way we look, what we do, where we come from. Remember that? Does everybody remember, all you political pundits out there who come at me with your stuff? Be careful what you ask for. I respect your opinion, but respect mine. I don't want to get into politics. Bob Backlund began his life as a poor farm boy in a little village of Princeton, Minnesota, with a population of just over 2,000 people. He was below average student with a lackluster work ethic whose life was headed for disaster, until a local coach took interest in him and suggested some amateur wrestling. It was in North Dakota that Bob Backlund had his first of several chance encounters with well-known destiny in his hand, well-known professional wrestler superstar Billy Graham. The men talked, and at Graham's suggestion, Backlund was inspired to pursue a career in professional wrestling. How about that? And then they would end up becoming friends, become foes. Superstar Billy Graham and Bob Backlund. I ran over Backlund and our connection on show number 7 or show number 6 back here on the Guardian of Chaos channel. Go back and check that out. So we're repeating some information, but this is in regards to his book. Less than 5 years from that day, on February 20th, 1978, Backlund would find himself halfway across the country, standing in the middle of the ring at Madison Square Garden with his hand raised in victory as the newly crowned Worldwide Wrestling Federation heavyweight champion. The man Backlund pinned for the championship that night was none other than superstar Billy Graham. Featuring contributions from Bruno Sammartino, Harley Race, Sergeant Slaughter, the Magnificent Morocco, George the Animal Steel, Mr. USA Tony Atlas, the Iron Sheik, and many others, this book tells the incredible story of the life and nearly 40-year career of one of the most famous men to ever grace the squared circle. Fans, again, let's check out the year on this book. We said Bobby the Brain Tell-All book was 2002. The forward here by Roddy Piper. This was published in 2015. So not that long ago, fans, 2015. You know, and Backlund thanks McMahon for giving him the chance of a lifetime. The foreword's by Roddy Piper. We're not going to get into it, maybe on another issue. But fans, go out and get this book. We're 20 minutes in, again, from the Chaos Dictionary. On his birthday. Yeah, I know. I'm looking at it today. But see, that's why I did the spur of the moment. That's what you get. What do you think of the Chaos Corner? Great book. Here we go. And again, I wished I had had the chance to meet or work with Bobby the Brain Heenan. That would have been one guy that I would have given anything for. I was fortunate to work with Backlund. Here's another book. Again, a very well-known book, a New York Times #1 bestseller. I've worked with this man before. I've told the stories. We've hung out. I've just seen him recently in I believe, the end of 2019. Mick Foley. Foley is God. Or wait, Foley is good. The New York Times #1 bestseller. This was a legendary book. I'm sure a lot of people out there have it. It's an excellent read. This is from my library. Fans, I'll give you a couple of excerpts. Go out and get this book. This is all my stuff that's highly recommended for the community. The real world is faker than wrestling. Mick Foley, he's changed a lot over the years. A must-have memoir for fans who want to know even more about what really goes on behind the scenes of the WWE. He's back with a vengeance. That sounds familiar. It says it right there. Mick Foley is back with a vengeance? What does that mean? I don't know. Back with a vengeance. And you won't believe what he has to say this time. Straightforward, accessible. When he puts pencil to the notebook, Foley is a phenomenon from People magazine. Let's see when this was published. Here's the introduction. An excellent read. In the forward, Mick, for Colette, my wife and best friend, your love has made these pages possible. We all know the legendary story of myself and Slick Wagner Brown being in front of the WWE scouts against Jerry the King Lawler, and Mick Foley was the special guest referee. It's on video. It's on my media page. It's on my YouTube page. It's on my YouTube channel. I took Mr. Sacco. I was not happy about that, and the plans didn't go the way I wanted that night. But what an incredible journey. It led to several storylines with Jerry the King Lawler, and then be able to, at one time, sit in a locker room, just as an observer, and break bread with Mick Foley, then to see him at shows just recently, and then to be able to work with him in the ring in the mid-2000s. Unbelievable stories about Chaos Corner. So back to when this was promoted and released, also 2002. So you see these books I've had for a while, nearly 20 years. Some of them 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. But again, this was a very well-known book at the time. 2002. Foley is good. Foley is God, too. So I said that in the beginning. Go out and get it, fans. Purchase it. Another great book. We're 25 minutes here. Show number 8, Chaos Corner on my birthday. Unbelievable. I got to amp it up a little bit. It does give you wings. And again, we always follow it down. I know I get close, I get back. We always follow it down with what, fans? If you want to stay mentally focused, motivational, inspirational, facts, quotes, the writing community, all these things that are important to me, you got to stay hydrated. All right, fans, we're back. I hope you're enjoying this. I hope you have stayed. Again, you go with the analytics and they say 14 minutes, 15 minutes. If you get somebody to listen by an average of 25 minutes or 45 minutes, you're doing unbelievable. And I'm learning all this. Another book, unbelievable book. And I also was inducted with this man into the class of 2019 New England Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame. It was an unbelievable event. If you go out to All Access Entertainment or just punch in New England Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame, you'll see all the classes and all the famous people that are in there. And here's another guy that I've read his book, just like with Bill Apter. We went in together. Gary Michael Cappetta. You fans know him. Famous ring announcer, very well at his craft in all different sports, writer, historian, was very kind to me, as was Bill Apter. They both follow me on social media, so follow Gary Michael Cappetta and follow Bill Apter at OneWrestling.com. Fans, legends, I don't have to speak for them, but I'm just honored and privileged to be in the same category as these guys. Here we go. Body Slams, Memoirs of a Wrestling Pitchman. Gary Michael Cappetta, former WWF and WCW announcer. A great book, a great read. Gary Michael also appeared for Paradise Alley. He was at the Hall of Fame. Unbelievable. I'll read through some stuff. Fans, these books here are priceless if you don't go out and get them. Let me put it up here. Body Slams, an unbelievable book. Gary Michael Cappetta. I have to vouch for it. He's an unbelievable guy, a great human being. We'll read off some of the backhand and we'll see when this was published. Blackjack Brown, Chicago Sun-Times. Body Slams is the most realistic book about pro wrestling. It's a straight-shooting, hardline account of Gary's 21-year announcing career, now longer than then, obviously, depending on when this book was published. Paul MacArthur, editor and publisher of Wrestling Perspective. In 10 years of publishing Wrestling Perspective, I can honestly say our interview with Gary Michael Cappetta ranks among the very finest. He is articulate, candid, and insightful. His observations about the wrestling industry are astute, and his viewpoint as an insider is fascinating. I couldn't agree more. Wrestling World Weekly, Frank Wegner, Germany. Again, so international, national, like the Guardian of Chaos. Gary is a man who is wonderful with all the great stars. He has been around the world with WCW and has seen all sides of pro wrestling. This book will surely be very entertaining and candid about the real biz. Gary set a standard for pro wrestling announcers that has seldom been matched. Jeffrey Cohen from WrestleStock. Now, there's a lot of great announcers out there. We all remember Howard Finkel from back in the day. My good friend Frank Krasnowski, locally here in the New England Northeast area. Obviously, Justin Roberts and my connection to Justin when he was a teenager. So those are the people that have been influenced and guys that I've had a personal connection, along with many others, many to announce, including even currently right now for Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling, Mr. Matt DeCourt. And then a guy I haven't seen in a long time, but he was fast rising, and that was Mark Adam Haggerty. That's right, and I'll throw it out there. I'm loyal to him, who's loyal to me. But great ring announcers over the past and people that I've been able to associate myself with, and Gary Michael Cappetta is a notch above. This is what I can say. Body Slams is a backstage view beyond what is routinely represented to the public. Curious observers and ardent wrestling fans alike will be captivated by what Gary Michael Cappetta has delivered. Body Slams is the first book to shed light on the dangerous games that both the wrestlers and their corporate employers play to acquire power, fame, and wealth. This book serves as both a history and an expose of American wrestling as Mr. Cappetta witnessed during his 21 plus years as announcer for the WWF and WCW. This is an unbelievable book, fans. I can't stress it enough. And again, it's called Body Slams. And fans, go back to the 80s as we come up on the half-hour point here. An unbelievable classic movie with starring mainstream star at the time, Dirk Benedict, but Body Slam. With Rowdy Roddy Piper, Captain Lou Albano, the Barbarian, Tiger Khan, the Samoans, Afa and Sika, just the Tonga Kid, an unbelievable comedic look. Even, I believe, a Butcher or Mad Dog Vachon was also in it. Billy Barty. It was a great look at back in the day, and Body Slams reminds me of that movie from the 80s. Go back out and rent it. See if you can find it. You'll find that movie very entertaining. Again, Gary Cappetta's book here, Body Slams, Memoirs of a Wrestling Pitchman. Let me see when it was published. The introduction was fantastic. He talks about the independent years, the Turner years. I mean, it really was an incredible read, fans. I can't stress it. The WWF years, you got to remember, Gary started in 74. He was in the WWF from 74 to 85. Independent from in 86 to 89. Their Turner years from 89 to 95. I mean, I can't stress it enough about this book, and then Gary personally. All these books obviously are signed to me. Well, I'll show you. Gary signed to me personally. Great guy, Gary Michael Capetta. So not only I support folks also, okay, and I'll show you the other ones too. Body Slams, this also 2002. So these are books that I've had for 20 years. And Gary writes in here, to the many fans who joined me on my 21-year journey, which was almost 20 years ago, thank you for your support. Body Slams is dedicated to you. Again, you saw the personal autograph. I have one from Mick, obviously not from Bobby the Brain. Here's the one from Backlund to Chaos. So I support the local folks too. So again, Body Slams. We'll review these. We can do one show on each one of these books, but I don't want to keep this too long. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 recommendations. I'll hit you off with a fifth because I have some other great ones over here that you're not going to believe. And we'll review them. This next one is a current one with a current star. So I went with the history of Mick Foley. I went with the history of guys that I've worked with, of Gary Michael Capetta, Bob Backlund, or been inducted with. And then, of course, a guy who's a legend, and Bobby the Brain Heenan. All these guys are legends. And here's another person who was a friend of mine from when he was a young guy. I've said it many times. And his book was a great read, not only because I was in it. Justin Roberts. Best seat in the house. WWE announcer. Great book. Obviously now current AEW announcer. So yes, an unbelievable book. You get a quick look up here. And this was just published recently, fans. And this has been a great read. And I didn't find out until years later that I was even in this book. Justin and I have a connection back to the Jerry Springer show when I was helping Toby Yoshimura and Jerry Springer and a bunch of different folks get on the Springer show. We all know the deal and the history of the Jerry Springer show now, folks. I was on there with the Iron Sheik and Anthony from the Pitbulls and Sweet Destiny, Little Jeannie from WCW and a bunch of several adult film actresses, and was able to get Justin on there. And we had a long history, and Springer was fantastic and treated me like gold, and that's a story for another time, but it's on my media section on YouTube too, a great story. But that's why I bring this up. This was published by Justin, and I didn't even know it. It came out in 2017, so it's not that long ago, 3-4 years ago, and I didn't find out about it till this year. So here's a brief look at here of Justin Roberts, again, currently active. You'll see him tonight on Dynamite. Justin Roberts has always dreamed of being a ring announcer at World Wrestling Entertainment. From playing with action figures of the Ultimate Warrior, the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels, Bret the Hitman Hart, and Hulk Hogan, to actually announcing these larger-than-life characters to the ring, Roberts lived out the dream of countless passionate wrestling fans worldwide. Best Seat in the House is the inspirational story of Roberts' ambitious journey to becoming a full-time ring announcer at WWE, performing all over the world and announcing weekly live events, TV shows, and the enormously popular pay-per-view spectaculars for more than a decade. In addition to announcing the top wrestlers in sports entertainment, from Nature Boy Ric Flair to Rowdy Roddy Piper, Sergeant Slaughter, King Kong Bundy, the Iron Sheik, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Stone Cold Steve Austin, John Cena, Brock Lesnar, CM Punk, Chris Jericho, and The Undertaker. It's certainly a who's who. It almost sounds like a list of the Guardian of Chaos and who I've been in the ring with and been associated with. But I think Justin's got me beat by a long shot. Justin, I hope you end up watching this. I couldn't carry your jockstrap, bro. What an impressive list, but so we like to have a little fun here on Chaos Corner. Show number 8. Roberts also relives entertaining and candid moments of his real-life superhero co-workers, workplace politics, grueling travel schedules, harsh requirements of WWE talent, and the overall merciless treatment from the higher ups whose decisions could affect nearly the entire wrestling industry. This book is the all access backstage pass for those who have always wondered what it would be like to work at the WWE under the infamous Vince McMahon and travel all over the world in cars, buses, and planes with the biggest stars of professional wrestling. Justin Roberts pulls no punches and gives you an uncensored, raw look at the journey of a young man chasing, catching, and living his dream. And I can personally attest to that. We appeared together even at an event which is hanging up here in the back for The Rock back in the early 2000s, and he talks about it in chapter 4 and 5 here of his book. Again, Justin Roberts is an incredible guy, and if you go out and get this book and you go to chapter 4 or 5, I believe it is, and again, Justin and I met each other through the AWA Superstars and Super Clash that was out in Laughlin, Nevada, and Bullhead City, Arizona. Super Clash 3D in your face for the AWA Superstars. That's another story for another time. Johnny Stewart and Dale Gagne and the whole bunch out there, but it was an unbelievable. That's where I met Jason, and also through the Gligorovic twins, Heaven and Hell, the Turbo Brothers, if you will. The WWE World Wrestling Zone out of Chicago and out of Arizona. That's where Justin and I met, and then we hung out in New York several times. And here's chapter 5. I respect you, Booker Man, and I won't get too long. Here it is, fans. Check it out. Check it out. I'm just going to read you a quick excerpt, and then we'll see if we either go on or wrap it up here. We're 35 minutes in. I hope you're enjoying this. This means a lot to me. Birthday episode of Chaos Corner. This will be up tonight. Here's what Justin says in chapter 5 of Best Seat in the House. I respect you, Booker Man, in regards to our association. And he talks about a bunch of different things, but I'll just give you the excerpt here. We begin with Big Daddy, the manager that the twins, Steve and Larry Gligorovic, and I had become friends with through the AWA, Dale Gagne, Johnny Stewart, who had also been responsible for my Jerry Springer appearance. I started making an announcement that unfortunately in this business, we run into travel issues, and tonight the crowd immediately started booing. They knew the announcement would be that Terry Funk, that's right, who just recently came back on Twitter, and we hope you're feeling well, Terry. Unbelievable honor that night. And again, this is a story from the Hammond, Indiana Civic Center. The night before, we were in Chicago. The next night, we made our way to the Hammond, Indiana Civic Center. From there, we went to Las Vegas. As he ran down, back to where we were, Big Daddy, like I just did right now, Big Daddy interrupted and cut a promo, running down Terry Funk. Of course, he wouldn't be there because he was too old and too scared to take on the client he represented, which was Tough Tommy Capone, and we'll talk about other events that night. I even called him a yellow egg-sucking dog back from his feud with Dusty Rhodes days. He agreed to do it. It was unbelievable working with Funk. As he ran down Terry, Funk's music hit and the place went nuts. It was an entertaining show and a fun learning experience. All those years of booking shows for my Hasbro wrestling figures, and now I got to do it for real. So that was a tribute to the Guardian of Chaos, Big Daddy, and Justin's book. I can't repay you and thank you enough, Justin. You're doing great things in AEW. And to be able to work with Terry Funk, I ended up taking one right between the eyes, that infamous nobody hits harder than Funk. Even a chair shot. So Funk and I went at it. He ended up ultimately going over on Tommy Capone. And that same night, I did double duty and on that tour. That I've mentioned it several times, and I just like to throw it out there because it's a fact. It's a tidbit. Current Impact Wrestling announcer Josh Matthews, who's married to Madison Rayne, and he's a former WWE employee, in his first professional wrestling debut match, he worked for the World Wrestling Zone, and his manager was none other than yours truly. Josh, don't ever forget that. I know you'll never see this, but I've tried to remind you a couple of times on social media, and you kayfabed me. That's right, kayfabed again. But so that was an interesting tour with the World Wrestling Zone. I really had a lot of fun with that group back in the 90s into the early 2000s. We traveled all over the place and got to work in the main event in the Laughlin and in Bullhead City with King Kong Bundy. God rest his soul. So unbelievable. Again, fans, this was a great book. and not just because I'm in it. Justin tells it like it is, like the Guardian of Chaos. So go out and get this one. 2017. Great book. Fans, we're 40 minutes in. Okay. I've reviewed all these excellent books here on Chaos Corner, show number 8, birthday edition for the Guardian of Chaos. I don't know how much longer I want to go. It's going to be Halloween, the election, a lot of things going on. So I know a lot of fans are busy, and to be here for the whole show, you can come back and watch it. It's a lot to ask for. But here's what we reviewed on show number 8, and we'll get on to other books as we move on. Mick Foley, Justin Roberts, Gary Michael Capetta, Bob Backlund, and Bobby the Brain Heenan. So excellent books, excellent stories. We have a nice personal connection. I had some other books here that I was going to go over, but we won't yet. And the forward on this one was written by Bret the Hitman Hart, but I'll just give you the cover of it. In the Pit with Roddy Piper. Okay, it's unbelievable. Roddy gets rowdy. Now you know it's time to cut off the show when you get up to this point. Listen, I got a birthday to celebrate. This is the afternoon time. I got to get this up on the air. But let's go through this before we wrap up because I'm feeling good. In the Pit with Piper, Roddy gets rowdy. Excellent book, fans. From my personal library. Go out and get it. Forward by Bret the Hitman Hart, and we'll review it next time, maybe on show number 9. Another one that I want a guy that's vastly underrated, currently probably one of the head guys in charge of NXT. Another book that I found unbelievable if you have the time, and that would be Lord Steven Regal, Walk a Golden Mile. Okay, we will review this on show number 8 or one of the shows after that because we don't want to go too long here. I know a lot of people go long. JD from Off the Script goes an hour and a half. Don Tony goes hour and a half, 2 hours. Joe Cronin goes 2, 3, 4 hours. Everybody seems to go at least an hour. I've been keeping Chaos Corner between 25 minutes, depending on whether we have technical difficulties or not and get shut off. Between 25 minutes and an hour, 45 minutes maybe. I've only did one show so far out of 8 that has been over an hour. So I think that's pretty good. It's tough to keep everybody here. We're trying to expand. So like, subscribe, share it with your friends. It's the holiday season. I can't thank you enough for being here. Again, William Regal, Walk a Golden Mile. We will cover this book. Another one here, fans. Another book that's been around for a while. Pure Dynamite. Dynamite Kid, another book from my personal collection that I'm going to implore you guys to read and we'll cover. Okay? British Bulldogs. And obviously, you know that he had his demons, but he was one hell of an athlete. He was known as a prick, but we're going to cover that book, Dynamite Kid. Another personal favorite of mine, and you've seen it on Dark Side of the Ring. Again, with the passing of Tracy Smothers. It's a bittersweet day. It's my birthday. And again, thank you, fans, enough for your positivity and inspiration and motivation and support. You know, I'm in training. I got a lot of things going on. The passing of Tracy Smothers, a very tough man. So on this day, and again, Dark Side of the Ring. And here's another one, and the story says it all. Broken Hearts. Owen Hart. Another from my personal collection. I had a chance in the past to work with Bret the Hitman Hart and be on a couple different shows together when I was commissioner for the NAWA. I also worked with Jim the Anvil Neidhart in a handful of different matches when I was with Northeast Wrestling and a couple of other independent groups, the NWA. So here's another book that from my personal collection that we will cover, The Life and Death of Owen Hart. This is written by Martha Hart herself. So this is a tearjerker, fans. So that's just the beginning of it. I also have an incredible. It's kind of kayfabe, but it's very entertaining. I found it at Barnes and Noble. Again, old bookstores. Whoever knew? You know that as the Guardian of Chaos, I like to hang out at diners and drive-ins and drive-throughs. And no, that's not Guy Fieri. I get it. And I like to hang out with the people, the common man, the American dream, because that's who I am. And I like to go into pubs and restaurants and the underground and you know I could hang out with the rich and famous and the powerful too because I've done that throughout my whole career. But I am a man of the people. So this right here, we'll tie it up. A battle royal in the sky: the life and death of wrestling's 100 greatest gods and gimmicks. John Chapman and Rich Tarantino. The forwards by Al Snow, a very credible guy, a legend in his own right, Al Snow. So it's got a picture of the Macho Man with wings. Bruiser Brody's on the front. Hulk Hogan, Lex Luger, Rick Rude. Yeah, this was an interesting read. A lot of interesting facts. Some of it kayfabe, for sure, obviously. An interesting read. We will go over this. We will go through this book. It's got a lot of stuff in here. Again, this is not an unboxing or an uncrating. A lot of people are big on YouTube channels with as gamers. I'm not a gamer, although I like a lot of gamers. I follow a lot of gamers. I like that community. Same thing with the writing community, but I am a writer. The wrestling community is like none other. So this is an unbelievable book here. There's a lot of things in it. I think you guys will find this entertaining. And again, as I said, there's a lot of YouTube channels out there. There's a lot of competition out there. We're getting off track. We're 45 minutes in. So I want to thank everybody for being here on this impromptu birthday episode, show number 8 of Chaos Corner. I appreciate it. I had a lot of fun here. There's also a lot of DVDs that I wanted to go through, but I don't know how much time I should be putting into this. On my birthday, you guys get it. You see, I'm celebrating with everything behind me, right? So we're trying to grow this, expand this raw, unedited, unique, one-man show. So I want everyone to stay safe out there. I'm hoping to put up another show before the election or election night again. I'm pretty sure I'll be on Unmasking the Truth with the Patriot Del Wilkes and Avi Klein on Wrestling with Anything But, that podcast platform I talk about all the time, 7 days a week. Tonight I will be listening on a Wednesday night to Paul Roma and Maintaining the Truth with Avi Klein. Of course, tomorrow I'll be listening to Making Waves with Don Morocco, and I will be on live on the Patrick Ryan Show with Dino for Chaos Corner. So you're not going to want to miss that. Continue on my YouTube channel. We're keeping this under 50 minutes. Yes! Let's see if we can get in that algorithm on YouTube. Let's see if we can like, subscribe, spread the words. I'm no threat to anybody else's channel, that's for sure. I have my own different, unique content, and I have a lot of fun here, especially on today. It's a special day, and thank my family and friends and everybody out there and followers. It's a bittersweet day, as I said, a bittersweet in this country. I'll talk more about that on the Patrick Ryan Show with Dino, and then Unmasking the Truth with Avi and Del Wilkes, and then maybe even on my show. I don't like to get into politics too much. You know, it could be a slippery slope with close friends, but I respect everybody. I understand it. I let people speak, and as long as they let me speak, I don't get offended by anything. I really don't. Short of you telling me to go F myself or hanging up on me or becoming, you guys get it. So I don't get offended by anything. So with that being said, show number 8, Chaos Corner on YouTube, Guardian of Chaos on YouTube. Hit me off on Twitter and my boys. We say it all the time. 49 minutes in. We're going to keep this under 50 minutes. The GOC, the Guardian of Chaos Big Daddy, on his birthday. Show number 8, Chaos Corner, live. And it's coming up. This will be up soon. I'll say that to say this. Don't you dare miss it. Wait. Are they singing happy birthday already? No. Can't be. Fans, I got to get out of here. It's my birthday.